Yeah, guys, let's get started. So, now we are talking about a topic called inheritance today. So, what is inheritance? Getting the properties of an existing class into a new class is called as inheritance. So, if you have any existing class, in that we have some methods or variables which contain some data, and you want to get the code from an existing class into a new class, then we can make use of the feature called inheritance. Okay, so what is meant by inheritance? The general term we are getting, you know, the properties from our parents or ancestors, like your father, you're getting properties from your grandfather, and from your father you're getting all the properties. That is called as inheritance, general topic. Okay, coming to the programming perspective, we have a class called suppose employee class. The same employee class contains some methods. Okay, and I have another class called salary class, where I wanted to get the details of employee, like name. Okay, employee id or department, all these things I wanted to use in my salary class. In that case, we can simply make use of inheritance. So inheritance means it is not only for getting data, but also to get what you call methods also. So the main aim of inheritance is code reusability. Already we have written some code. Same code I wanted to use again in my new class. So that is called as code reusability. Okay, so what is we are doing here? We have two classes. The first class from which we are inheriting is called as base class. The term we need to remember, guys. Base class means from which class we are inheriting, or existing class is called as base class. Super class also we can call, and we can call the class also as parent class. Okay, so base class, super class, or parent class, you can call like anything. Coming to the next class, new class which we are creating from the existing class, that is called as derived class. So into which class we are inheriting, that is called as derived class, or child class, or sub class, you can call like anything. Okay, so some people will call as parent class, child class, simple, easy to understand, or base class and derived class, or you can also say super class and subclass. So anyway, whichever way you are calling, both are same. And see the syntax, how do we write it? So first we have to write class keyword followed by new class name to which class you wanted to inherit. Colon is the inheritance operator, colon. So the colon is already we used in switch case one colon, something like that. Now also we are using it, and question mark colon, conditional operators also we have used it. Now we are talking about inheritance operator colon. So class, new class name, colon, existing class name, whatever old class is there, that class name you have to give after the colon. Okay, so this is the syntax of inheriting one class into another. See the example, guys. Here we have two classes called first we created a class called first. In that you might have so many lines of code like methods or something, variables or whatever, and I want to use the same methods from the class first into new class called second. Then what to do? Class second colon, because it is the inheritance operator, space the class name, existing class name. So existing class means already we have a class called first, give it. So when you say like this, the contents of first will be inherited to the second class. So simply the first class we can say as parent class, and second class is called as child class. Or first class is called as super class, second class is called as subclass. So base class, derived class, you can call like anything else. Okay, so this is called as inheritance. And so before we begin the coding of inheritance, let's try to understand the types of inheritance. Okay, coming to the first five, there are five types of inheritances we have in any language. It may be Java or .NET, C Sharp, or you can go to Python also. But coming to here, we have out of five inheritances, only three types are possible. So one, two, three. I mean, so three can be implemented, but this, like hybrid is not possible, and multiple is also not possible, but it is possible with the interfaces. That's what I mentioned here. Single inheritance or simple inheritance, where one class will be inherited to another class. Only one class, one parent and one child. So that is called as single inheritance. Multiple, two parents and one child, two or more classes we might have, and we wanted to inherit into a new class, that is said to be multiple inheritance, but it is not possible with classes. Only with interfaces it is possible. Okay. Coming to the multi-level, multi-level means like grandfather inherited, gave properties to son. I mean father gave properties to son. There is said to be multi-levels, three levels. So grandfather is in one level, father is in second level, third level will be child. Okay, in that way you can go for grandson or granddaughter. That is said to be multi-level. Hierarchical means one parent, many children. Okay, two or more children. That is said to be hierarchical inheritance. Hybrid is not possible actually. I'll show you the diagrammatical representations of inheritance. I will show you with the PPT so that you'll understand how these will be implemented. So let's get started with the PPT types of inheritance. How do we do? Okay, so all these different types and their diagrammatical representations, pictorial representations, because in interviews they were asking guys, draw the diagram of single inheritance or simple inheritance. Then you need to draw this class, parent class called A is inherited to B. Okay, so then simple to understand, guys, but do not say A to B like this. This is only for basic understanding. Okay, you have to say that example as I said. We have employee class and we have salary class, or student class is their parent. In student class, whatever properties I have, I wanted to access the properties of the student in my exam class. So that is the way to explain single inheritance example. Just for easy understanding, I have drawn like A to B. A is the parent and B is the child. So one parent class and one child class will be there. This is said to be single inheritance. So coming to the second, multiple inheritance. What is multiple? Two parents, two or more will be there, parents will be there, but only one child is there. This is called as multiple inheritance. So what is meant by two parents here? One like father and mother inherited to child, son or daughter. This is called as multiple inheritance. But coming to this is not possible in C sharp. That's what I wrote here. Multiple inheritance is not possible with the classes in C sharp. It is possible, but with interfaces only it is possible, guys. I'll tell you what is interface, how do we create and all. But before that, you have to remember that multiple inheritance is not possible with the classes. It is only possible with interfaces. This is the important point that we need to remember. Okay, so coming to the third category of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance. So one parent and many childs. Okay, one base class will be there. We have two derived classes, so two children, so B and C. So the content of class A is available in both B class as well as C class. This is called a hierarchical inheritance. So as I said you, one parent, one daughter is there, one son is there. This is called as hierarchical inheritance. This is possible. Okay. So only which are not possible in C sharp is multiple and hybrid. These two are not possible. This is multi-level inheritance. So as I said, you first level is grandfather, second level is father, and the third level is son or daughter. So this grandson or granddaughter, whatever. So this is called as multiple levels. Of course, you might have one more level also, C to D also you might have. So this is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay, multiple levels will be there. So whatever properties are there in class A is available to B, and whatever properties are there in A, B both available to C. So that is called as multi-level inheritance. This is also possible. And coming to hybrid inheritance, so it is not possible in C sharp. Why? Because see here, here we have multiple inheritance is not possible is said. So what is hybrid? It's a combination of multi-level and multiple inheritance. If you remove this A, that is said to be multiple inheritance. So if you remove this C, this is said to be multi-level. So the combination of multiple and multi-level is called as hybrid inheritance. So obviously multiple inheritance is not possible. So we can't expect a hybrid to be implemented. Obviously it is also not possible. Okay. Yeah. So this is what the way to work with inheritance in a C sharp. So let's get started with the first type of inheritance, guys. So what is the first type? Single inheritance. So let's get started. Let's switch to Visual Studio. and we'll create a new project, and we'll see with a simple example first. First class and second class, same example what is there I'm going to write now. So click on console app.net framework, click on next, and here I said in her one, inheritance one. Okay, so let's save it first. Any doubts till now, guys? Karthik, Chandrakant.
Clear, sir. No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, fine. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So let's get started with the example. So let me delete this code. Yeah. So let us see how to do it. Switch to Visual Studio. There is Visual Studio. Yeah. Yeah, guys. So we have a namespace called inher1. Of course, you can give any namespace. And so what is the example here? Single inheritance demo, or simple inheritance, single or simple. Okay. So we are creating class first here. The class first, we are writing a simple method, public void hello. Okay, console dot write line hello from first class, like that I wrote something. And now we are writing another class called second, class second. Okay, in the second class I'm writing another method called public void welcome. So what I'm writing here, console dot write line welcome from second class, like that I have written something. Okay, so class first contains a method called hello. Okay, and class second contains a method called welcome. So what is my intention? I wanted to say hello, I mean call hello as well as welcome. So both. What to do in general scenario when we don't know what is inheritance, what to do? In order to call two classes, we have to create two objects. Let us create first class object first. First f is equal to new first, the object is ready. And then we need to create second class object also, second s is equal to new second, both are ready. And finally I need to call both the methods from both the objects, like f dot hello, because in first class we have hello method, in second class I have welcome method, so I have to say s dot welcome. So this is the program without using any inheritance. I'm not using any inheritance, but still I wanted to call both the methods. Okay, of course you may write inheritance constructor also, you can write a destructor also, all these things. But I don't want to write right now, because I want to make you understand the concept of inheritance first. So these two are independent classes. First class is independent, second class is also independent. There is no relationship between two classes. Let's run it and see, guys. You will get the output like for both. So hello from first and welcome from second. It's a simple program where I did not use any inheritance because I don't know what is inheritance. But see here what is happening. Whenever you create object of class first, it is going to allocate memory for first class object. It might have static members, it might, right now I did not write anything, but it might have constructor, destructor, many things. So it has to allocate memory, reallocation of memory. For second object also we have to do same thing. Why, sir? Why should I do two times? Can I get the contents of first class into second, and can I call? Because I need to use this hello method in second class also. I have a situation, like as I said you, employee class need, I mean employee information is there in employee class. I want to use that information of employee, like in another class called salary class. In that case we have to get the data from the employee class. In that case we have to inherit. So how to inherit first class into second? Just by saying colons first. So what is second here? Second is called a derived class, child class you can say. What is first here? It's a parent class. So what are we doing here? We are inheriting first class into second class. That is the point we need to understand. Okay. So now what is the difference between earlier and now? So now what we are doing, you need not create object of the first class because the contents of first class is available to second class. So that is why second contains both the methods. So now second s is equal to new second s dot hello and s dot welcome. That's it. It's very easy. See, you can see after creating second class object, when I say s dot, you can see two methods are there. Hello is there, welcome is there. So you can call anything first. There is no rule that you have to call hello only first because it is coming from parent class. You can also call first welcome and then you can call hello also, guys. It's your wish. Now you see, we'll get the same out. But this time, how many objects we have, guys? Anybody? Do we have one object or two objects?
One
One
object.
object.
Only one object, that is child class object or derived class object. But since we have inherited one class, I mean first class into second, second class object is enough. It will get the data from the first class and both are available in second class itself. So that is the power of inheritance. Okay, so let's run it and see, and you will get the data as hello from first and welcome from second. Okay, this is said to be single inheritance or simple inheritance. So let's copy paste it and then now we'll go for the next. Suppose I want to do multiple levels, like one more level, third class also I want to do. Can I do that? Yes. So what to do if you want to do third class also? So very simple, you need to create a class called third. Let's modify in the same project without creating. So this is said to be multi-level inheritance, guys. Multi-level. Okay, so what I'm doing here, multi-level means take a class called third here, class third colon second. Second class I'm inheriting into third. Here what I'm writing, public void by, I said. So here what I said, y from third class. Okay, like that I've written something. See guys, this time which object I need to create, guys, if I want to get first class data, second class data as well as third class data. So do I need to create three objects or only one object? If one object means which class object is enough for us? Come on guys, tell me. Second class object is enough or third class object is enough, or I need to create objects of all the three classes?
Third class object.
Yeah, third class object is enough. So because it contains all the three. Third t is equal to new third. Just now I told you now, the grandfather gave properties to father, father gave the properties to son itself, grandson or son. So the son contains having the properties of both father's properties plus grandfather properties. So in such a way we are able to implement multi-level inheritance. So now what we are doing, t dot hello, which is coming from the first class, t dot welcome, which is coming from second class, and t dot by, which is coming from the third class itself. So we have three methods right now. Let's try it and see, guys. We will get three methods coming from three different classes. So third class is coming from itself, but second is coming from second class, and first is coming hello is coming from first class. Okay, so like this we can do multi-level inheritance, guys. This is called as multi-level, and you need to try for what you call hybrid, I mean hierarchical inheritance, like one parent to multiple children. So what is this? So this example is called as multi-level inheritance. Multi-level. Okay, yeah, multi-level inheritance you need to try, guys. Okay, coming to the next. So the third one is like one parent and two children, like hierarchical inheritance. Okay, hierarchical inheritance, how to do that? Okay, So one parent and two children. For example, we have Tata group of companies. Okay, so what is this? Hierarchical inheritance. So what is this Tata group of companies contains? So the parent class is Tata. So what is this example actually? The example, hierarchical inheritance. So Tata group of companies, Tata is having two uh, organizations. One is Tata Motors, which is working with vehicles, four wheelers and all, cars or
Automobiles.
buses, automobiles. Very good. The second one is Tata Consultancy Services (TCS). Okay, of course they have so many others also, Tata Batteries or Tata Power. Okay, so there are so many other uh, Tata products also available, right? So like that there are so many other products, but what is parent class for all these means that only one parent, that is Tata group of companies is said to be parent to all the child classes. Okay. Now who is parent class? Tata. Child class Tata Motors. What is the second one? Tata Consultancy Services, which is said to be TCS. So what is the head office or who is the boss for all these companies? Only one, Ratan Tata or somebody. Okay. So that is called as parent. One parent and multiple children. You might have Tata Motors and TCS and many more. Same way Wipro also. Wipro Technologies is there, Wipro organization, Wipro Electricals, Wipro FMCG, consumer goods. Okay, like soaps, they will make everything, right? That is said to be FMCG. So normal products is there, Wipro Technologies, software company is there, and then Wipro Electricals, bulbs, Wipro bulbs, electricals also there. So like that, one parent might have multiple children. That is called as hierarchical inheritance. Let's do the same thing now in our program. Let's create a parent class called Tata. So go to Visual Studio, Tata class, and here what I'm giving is public void what you call head office. Okay, head or CEO, something, whatever. Okay, let's say head office. Okay, here I'm writing. Okay, so who is chairman of Tata guys? Tata group of companies.
Ratan Tata.
Ratan Tata. So I said Ratan Tata is founder or something. Okay, or chairman, something like that. I wrote some message here. Head office actually, head of the organization or chairman, or let's say head. Okay, yeah, Tata is having a method called head. Coming to the second, we have another child class called Tata Motors. Okay, so what are they deal with? Okay, like vehicles. So they are dealing with automobiles like four wheelers, uh, transport vehicles, etc., or automobiles, whatever. Okay, okay, Tata cars, transport vehicles, etc. Coming to the next class, TCS. Okay, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, in which we have like consultancy. So they provide services to software. Okay, so they provide for technology, software services, software services, something like this. I have picked. Okay, or software consultancy services. Done, guys. The three are individual classes. Tata is one class, Tata Motors is another class, TCS is another class. So they are not independent classes actually. These are all related to, I mean, Tata Motors and TCS both are related to the parent called Tata. So what are we doing? We are simply inheriting colon Tata. So Tata is the parent to Tata Motors. And TCS, for TCS also Tata is the parent. Are you understanding, guys? So one parent called Tata is having two childs like Tata Motors as well as Tata Consultancy Services (TCS) and many more. In future, they might start any new organization, and for them also Tata is the parent. So now what are we doing? If you create object of what you call Tata Motors, TM is equal to Tata Motors, TM is equal to new Tata Motors. Now TM dot, I said vehicles. What kind of vehicles they sell? They manufacture or whatever. And who is the head of the organization? TM dot head. So for Tata Motors, the head is Ratan Tata, and they produce vehicles like four wheelers. Okay. Console dot read key I'm saying. Okay. Let's run it and see the output, guys. So Tata cars, transportation vehicles, and etc. And Ratan Tata is the chairman. Now let's copy paste. I mean, let's create object of another class called TCS. So TCS T is equal to, or TC is equal to new TCS. TC dot, so consultancy, they have consultancy method followed by TC dot head. Who is the head of this TCS again? Ratan Tata. So you can see, guys. So Ratan Tata is the chairman, Ratan Tata is the chairman for both of the child companies. So who is the parent for all these? I mean, two companies like TCS and Tata Motors. Who is the parent? Guys, are you listening?
Tata.
Tata is the parent. But if I don't have relationship between Tata class and
Thought.
Tata Motors, I have to write this head method in both the places. Okay, our head office address also will be there. I have another method called head office address, public void address. So, what is head office for all these Tata Motors, Tata Consultancies? For all of them, head office is something like Mumbai or Delhi, whatever, wherever they have. That is the head office. So, I need not write the same code again and again. So, head is only one person for all the group of companies, Ratan Tata. So, I wrote only once, but I'm accessing in Tata Motors as well as Tata Consultancy Services. So, what is the advantage here? Code redundancy is eliminated. What is meant by code redundancy? Same code if you are writing many times, I mean, duplication of the code is called as code redundancy. Since we have inheritance, so there is no code redundancy. That is the advantage of inheritance in C sharp or any language, the common feature. The advantage of inheritance is you need not write the same code again and again. So only once I wrote it in my head office class called Tata, but that is available to all the child classes. That is said to be head method. So it is coming from where? Coming from Tata class, and it is also coming from Tata class. But coming to this one is coming from the itself TCS class. It is coming from Tata Motors class. So in this way we can save the time. So let's write and see, guys. See, Tata cars, transport vehicles, etc. Ratan Tata is the chain. Software services, Ratan Tata is the chain. So that is the way to work with the hierarchical inheritance in C sharp. So is it clear, guys?
Yes.
So now let's go to the next example, which is very important. That is called as abstract class. Abstract class. Of course, you can do other examples also. Like you need to try the task number one. That is, take a class called student. So in student class, define a class called student. and accept student details here, and define a child class called hostel class, or you can say school and hostel. First one is school, second one is hostel class, and call the methods of school class from here. Okay, this is what we need to understand. I mean, you need to try, guys. Okay, so take school class and then write some student details like accepting student name, address, mobile number, email id, like that. Coming to hostel class, hostel details like room number, type of accommodation, whether it is ac or non ac, room, what kind of sharing it is, group or single. Okay, like that you can specify the type of the accommodation, and yeah, that's all. Okay, so these details and amount, deposit amount, like that you can take some details from hostel also. Okay, so create inheritance relationship between school class and hostel class, and then do it. One more important interview questions in inheritance, that is, so what happens when you have inheritance between two classes? In that situation, when you have constructor and destructor, what happens? Let's create something like this. I said inner 3. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we have a parent class. What is the topic we are talking now? Constructors and destructors in inheritance. So when you have constructor and destructor inheritance, how they behave? This is also interview questions, one of the interview questions, guys. That is, when you have a constructor destructor in parent class, and I have one more constructor and destructor in derived class, then how the order of invocation happening? Okay, so let's get started. So let's create a class called base here. Class base. So what is this? Constructor and destructor in inheritance. When you have inheritance, how they behave each other, like class base or parent, you can give any class name, guys. Here I'm writing a constructor. How do you write a constructor? Public space class name is base, that's why I'm writing base here. And here I'm writing something like console.writeLine constructor from base, like that I have written like this. Now let's write another class called derived, and we write a destructor also here, tilde. Tilde base means it is a destructor. I told you what is destructor. Destructor from base. Okay, so my base class called base, but the class name itself base, guys. You can give anything. Okay, or you can write first also, it's your wish, first or base or whatever. So my constructor is having a simple line of console.writeLine, and destructor is also having a simple method. Now we are writing derived class. Here also I'm inheriting. Inheriting what? Base class I'm inheriting. Here also I have a derived, public derived constructor is there. So instead of writing public derived and all, just you can have a shortcut, guys. CTOR shortcut, double tab. When you press tab CTOR, you will get a constructor automatically. Okay. So what are we writing here? Constructor from derived. Like that I have written some message. Okay. Same way destructor I want to write tilde derived. So what do you write here? Destructor from derived. Okay. So constructor from base class, destructor from base class, constructor from derived class, and constructor destructor from derived class. So we have two. In parent class we have constructor destructor. In derived class also we have constructor destructor. Now when you create an object of this class, what happens in memory? That is what we need to understand. Derived is equal to new derived. Okay. So now let's write console.read key. Actually, we shouldn't write console.read key. See what happens when I do so. So when I create object of derived class here, so what is going to happen? Can I get constructor from base, derived, or all four are available? Anybody guess? Any guess, guys? Karthik, Surendra?
This
Both will. I mean, all the four will come, or only constructors will come, or only destructors will come.
Four or
Prakash,
comes, sir.
four will come. Okay, constructors. Which order? Prakash, can you guess?
Constructor, destructor.
Mm-hmm. So which constructor will come first? Base class constructor or derived class constructor? Prakash, can you try? Can you guess?
Derived class, sir.
First derived class
Derived
constructor.
classes.
Huh?
So the destructor, sir.
Okay. So the output is, so when you have, yeah, mute yourself, ma. When you have both constructors and destructors in both base and derived classes, constructors will be called in constructors will be called from base to derived, whereas destructors will be called from derived to base. So in simple words, constructors will be called from top to bottom direction. Okay, from first parent to child. But coming to destructors will be called in reverse direction, upward direction. First derived class and then base class. Are you understanding, ma? So when you have both constructor destructors in both the classes, constructors will be called from base to derived. Base to derived means top to bottom. For better understanding, I'm giving like this: top to bottom. But destructors will be called in reverse direction, means bottom to top, upward direction. Let us see this. Run the program and see the output, guys. Constructor from base, constructor from derived. What about destructor? Destructors also we got the message, but console.read key I said no. That's why it is not showing. Just comment this. Now run it. Control Fn F5 from your laptop. See, guys. Now you will see. First constructor from base, constructors from derived. So top to bottom. Coming to destructors will be called in reverse direction. First destructor from derived class and then destructor from base class. This is the order of invocation of constructors and destructors in inheritance. Okay. So the order of invocation of constructors and destructors in inheritance is as follows. Okay, in this model it will be inherited. Okay, let's see the example, guys. Let us copy and paste this example. Yeah, so now you will get the output. What is the output of this program? Let me write the output also. So first constructor, yeah, this message. First this message, constructor from base, then constructor from derived, then destructor from first derived will come, destructor from derived, then base, destructor from derived, then base. Guys, are you understanding? So this is one of the interview questions now. They'll ask you, what happens when you have both constructor, destructor in parent class and child class? In which order they will be called? Okay, you have to say this. Okay, constructors will be called in a base to derived, I mean top to bottom, but destructors will be called in reverse direction. First derived class, then base class. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the next, we are talking about one more important topic that is called as protected keyword. Till now, what we have seen, guys, we have seen private is already done, public is also done. So, what do we? Why do we use private, or when do we use private? Mostly, we use private for data members or member variables or instance variables, because they have data, right? So we use public for member functions or methods. Okay, or methods. Coming to the protected, protected also we can use for both. So what is protected? We can access only in inheritance. We use, I told you in the beginning, we can access them in both parent class and its child class. I mean base class and derived class, but not to other classes. Parent class and child class, but not in other classes. That is the point we need to remember. That is said to be protected. So now we are talking about protected keyword usage. How do we use protected keyword? Okay. Let's switch to Visual Studio. Create a new project. So I said in here 4. So how to use protected? Let's see this. So protected keyword demo or protected access modifier demo. Okay. How to use protected? We have a class called base. You can give any name, guys. Base or parent or first class or whatever. Here we have a constructor. How to write a constructor? CTOR means automatically you will get base, I mean constructor. So in this I have two private data members like integer num1, num2. So I want to initialize num1 with the 10, num2 with the 20. Fine, that is okay. And you can also write a destructor if you want to deallocate memory for the objects, and I am writing a method also, destructor invoke. Okay, or you can try, like, leave it empty also, there is no issue. And here I want to write a method called display method is going to show the values of okay, let us not write anything. Yeah, or let us write display. And here what I'm doing is I want to print num1 num2 value here, num1 value plus num1, and then num2 value I'm printing. Okay, just I'm printing num1 num2 values, num2. Okay, this is what my display method, and we have a constructor where we are initializing values like 10, 20. That is fine. So now I have a child class, derived class. The class name itself I said derived. You can give any name, guys. Derived colon what you call base class. I'm inheriting base class into this. Here also I'm writing a constructor, but here I have a variable called result, or you can say private integer result, because it is having data. And what I want to do is result is equal to num1 plus num2. So what is my intention? Num1 num2, see I am inheriting base class into my child class, derived class, right? So whatever is there in class base like num1 num2 are initialized with 1020, those will come and available to my child class also. I want to copy the values of num1 and num2 into result, and then I want to print it. That is what my intention. But what's going on here? I'm getting error. Why I'm getting error? Because these members are num1 num2 are what type? Private type. If they are private, they cannot be accessible outside the class, though it is having relationship. whether it is inherited class or child class or not, whatever it is. But private members cannot be accessible outside the class. So what to do? One is we can make them as public or internal or protected. So what we do, if you make them as public, what happens? Of course those are available, but those are not safe, because public means everybody can access. But what is my intention? I want to access as well as my child also can access, but not others. So parent and child only should access the values. Others cannot access. Do we have any provision? Yes, that is called as protected. So make these members as protected, then there is no issue. See guys, protected integer num1 num2. Now come down. The error is gone. Guys, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
So if you make the base class members as protected, then the members of these protected members of base class are available to base class plus the child classes. Whichever class is inheriting base class, in those class only we can access them. That's why there is no error here. Okay, now you write a method here. Like let's write a destructor. Derived console.write line destructor from derived, something like this. And here I'm writing a method, public void result. Show is the method name, and show means it is displaying sum. Okay, so what I'm saying here, sum is or result is result. That's it. So come down, create the object of child class, that is derived class. Derived d is equal to new derived. That's it. D dot display will display the num1 num2 values, and then d dot show will display the result also, some value, and console dot read. Okay, let's run it and see. See the output guys, num1 value 10, num2 value 20, and sum is 30. That's it. So this is the way to work with the what you call protected keyword in C sharp. So in interviews they might ask you, protected means it is accessible in the parent class in and to its derived classes, but not to other classes. Okay, but not to other classes. Let's copy this. Yeah. Okay. Guys, any doubts in this one? The program is clear, protected keyword. So coming to protected internal means we will use in two situations, like internal, like when you have multiple projects, then that is in a one solution. If you add multiple projects, then we can see something called a protected internal or only internal. Okay, internal anyhow we have already seen. So protected internal, if you want to see, you must have two or more projects in one solution. Then we can see that how to do. Okay, yeah. So that's all about constructor district. Okay, so next is overriding. We have one topic, and think it's better to start tomorrow. We will start. Shall I continue or tomorrow will continue? Guys, is it okay?
Sir.
Shall I stop or tomorrow will continue?
Okay, sir.
Karthik, where is Gopal?
Sir,
Gopal.